I'm big on supporting creatives and creating space for them. So I want to thank you as a creative for creating space for us, especially during these really crazy times. I appreciate that, creating space for art and for truth and for, you know, a cathartic moment. We are here for all of it. So shout out to you. First of all, before we spit anything, we gotta, you know, I love Jesus. And the Bible says you give honor where honor is due, right?
Yes, girl.
Okay, so thank you to everybody who's tuning in. As you may have heard previously, my name is Queen G. So, like, let's get into it. We're gonna have a good time, right?
Yeah, we're having a good time. Let's go.
When a boy tells a 10-year-old Black girl that he will burn her on a cross, inform him that she has been fired since before time began, and her dark skin is simply evidence of the burn. You tell him her melanin, the mother and magma at the core of the earth. Amber, ember as embryo, the axis, bend her backbone, hang her on a cross. Watch her resurrect every 3 days. Christ DNA, watch her incineration, liberate to become solar. Whom the sun sets free is free indeed. Even gutted, she is the giving tree. You think she's scared of a little fire? Say her hair barbed wire. I say all this kink gonna cut your mouth if you not careful. Barrettes caught in your throat if you figure your words unmatched. Black girls be the fire God sends next time we burn blood at the roots, our veins in the leaves. So yes, I dare you. Set her on fire and watch her blaze. I hope you prefer cremation. The melanin deficient be the most flammable. All right, so that was Black Girl Burning. That's my my 1 minute piece, and it is based on a real experience that I had with one of my students. Give me an experience I had one of my students where she was a young girl. She was 10 years old, as the poem says, and someone told her, a male classmate told her that he would burn her on a cross. Beautiful, dark-skinned Black girl. And, you know, people were just like, oh, you know, like the way it was handled was so offensive to me. And I understood that moment where they stole her innocence, where Black girls don't get to be Black girls, just like Black boys don't get to be Black boys, and just the loadedness that comes with us being wonderful and divine and beautiful. And so that poem is my ode to her. It was I felt like helpless, like nobody's doing anything about this. Do you understand the violation that's happening? So I wrote that, and sometimes I like to give the backstory and also let people know that, like, your words have power. And one of the affirmations I do in my workshops and with my students is one of the first things we say is, I have a voice and it matters. I have a story and it is mine to tell. And so I was leveraging my voice and my spaces and platforms to tell that story, and also to affirm other beautiful Black girls that they are the fire. So you can set us on fire. We're going to blaze anyway. Okay?
That's right.
So there is that piece. Now, speaking of identity and the complexities of taking up space in this beautiful melanin in this body, right? That doesn't fit. I see my boy over here, Mr. Orange Live. Y'all go support him. He is somebody in this community who loves to support other artists. He is always there for me. He is always creating space. So please go to support him. He's the type of artist you want to have in your community. Anyway, that being said, so we're going to transition into this other poem. If there are any Africans, or if there are any first generation people, you know, my Caribbeans, who are in this country, who are the first generation in this country, I need to see some hearts, because
put the hearts. I want to see hearts, y'all.
This poem you're gonna identify with, I think. So this is called Liberian American, and to give a little bit of context, I am a first generation Liberian American, which is kind of a weird statement to say, because if you'll learn a little bit of Liberia's history through the poem. But my ancestors were from Virginia. They were formerly enslaved people from Virginia, and they emigrated to Liberia to resettle in that country. And then they had kids, and those kids had kids, and then eventually
Mm.
I was my parents were born, and then they came back to America and had me. So it's a really interesting dynamic to say first generation when your ancestors were from here. But I have a very interesting experience of feeling too much and not enough in so many ways, but often, especially when it comes to race, culture, and identity. So this is my piece discussing that and creating space for people who identify in the same way that I do. How's my people doing? Oh, we doing all right. How's my people doing? Oh, we doing all right. Declaring independence on July 26, 1847, Liberia is Africa's first and oldest republic, a nation settled by free and formerly enslaved people. The tensions between the Americo-Liberians and the natives resulted in a civil war that ravaged the nation. Despite our struggle, I am a proud Liberian gal. Motherland magic mixed with that round-the-way charm. Is it even a question that the king of pop wrote an anthem about girls like me? Did it matter that I was born in New York? The first language my tongue curled itself around was Liberian English, and as sure as I knew Whitney and SWV, the voices of our women were also song to me. My grandmother poured bowlfuls of anecdotes and anthologies of ancestors, and we ate them every night, consumed the Fugees for dessert, and licked our fingers until the world outside my home split me in two Liberian gas. What do you do when you find out your double consciousness quadruples? When you first hear the particular piercing of the eardrum, when prepubescent misogynoir laced with anti-Africanism reminds you your mama ain't from here. Say, yo black, the kind of scratch booties, yo black, the National Geographic quality. Say, you don't have a right to these Destiny's Child lyrics because the Africa and your mouth too heavy, American girl. We declare you un-African. Say black like insult instead of reflection. Say how your hands too soft to have pounded plantain, your feet too delicate to have to dodge the bullets of rebels. You can't even self-make farm butter or cassava leaves. So we will call you collard greens and cornbread, yet feed you neither. And though you move with the cadence of colloqua, we will always hear your American accent and damn you for it. Though your hips sway like the beat of our drums pounds in your bone, you are diluted at best. First generation child. The first time you think you see your story on film is in Killmonger, and you will Millie rock in the midst of your Azonto until you watch him sociopathically snatch souls of Black women and are reminded that he doesn't know the lyrics to your song either. In his hurt that looks like hunger, he will confirm that in both the fried chicken and the fufu and soup, the bone still cracks the same. It is still marrow, trapped inside an ivory case, still a dish made in the cooking pot of colonization, steeped in supremacy and seasoned with sexism, still a scratched record put on rotation and singing you cuss word of a woman like a stutter. Liberian American girl, you are the forgotten chapter of a history book. You are what happens when freed slaves settle in a native land and cannot reconcile the Negro and their African, the African and their Black. You are that constant clashing, the collapsing of a republic, the smell of burning flesh. Your identities will always be a civil war, and it might just be the most Liberian thing about you. How's my people doing? Oh, we doing all right. How's my people doing? Oh, we doing all right. Cause we gonna be all right. Cause we gonna be all right. Can you hear me? Can you feel me? We gonna be all right. Cause we gonna be stuck in between the melody.
Yes, Queen, yes.
So that piece is Liberian American. Thank
Love
you
it.
all. First of all, hearts to you all. Thank you for
Yes, I'm seeing the
listening so
hearts. I'm seeing
far
mind
and
blown
kicking it with
emojis.
me. You know, I appreciate y'all. You'll see the theme in my work. I mean, there are a lot of themes in my work. I'm a fan of storytelling, and I think that that empowers us. That our humanity is found in our stories and the freedom to tell
Yes.
them and to tell them freely. And so you'll see that theme in my work. I also talk a lot about identity in all the ways, all the things that means, right?
Mhm.
And so and I'm big on social justice. I'm big on empowerment. And so you'll see those things in my work as well. And I'm big on faith. I feel like it's what drives everything that I do. All right.
Right, right.
So this next piece is a free write. A lot of my pieces are free writes. And then I kind of go back and maybe mess with them.
Mm.
But my nature, like my natural inclination as a writer is to do free writes, is to just let it flow.
Right.
Okay. So shout out to I am phenomenally chosen. If you are not following, I just want to make sure I see the comment, girl. I want to make sure everybody follows the official Instagram.
I don't know how to pin it, so I'm just
It's
like,
okay, girl. I don't know IT either. You were like, I'm technologically illiterate. I was like, me too. Me too, sis. So make sure that you follow that page and continue to support this amazing artist and person who is ministering to the masses. And also, if you want to know where you can follow me, don't worry, I'm not done yet. I'm just spitting you some information, y'all. If you want to continue to follow me, I'm Queen G on everything. On Twitter, on Instagram, I have queengpoetry.com is my website. I'm Queen G Poetry on Twitter. I'm Queen G Poetry on Instagram, and I am Queen G or Queen G Poetry on Facebook as well. So please continue the conversation with me and follow me there. My
yeah,
cash tag and on Venmo, PayPal, everything. I'm also Queen G Poetry. So if you want to make a donation to me or any of the other artists, that's my cash tag information, but make sure you check them out and follow them and support them. All right, because this is a labor of love. We just serving you because we want to, okay? So we want to continue to support the people who are creating, not just me, everybody who's taking the time to create, right? That's what
right,
community
right.
does. All right, let's get into this next piece that is a response to a lot of the grief and pain that is so hard and heavy to process. Police brutality, and there are so many levels of injustice that people who look like me face. And so I was thinking about what it might feel like if somebody were to violate me, to kill me in my own home, and then be justified for it, right? And I think about all the ways that lives are stolen. So I'm going to do this piece called If They Kill Me, this free write. If they kill me, I'd rather you sing my name than curse the ground. If the grave holds me, it will embrace me better than this world ever did. If the dirt keeps me, it is but my broken body. It is but for a moment, the twinkling of an eye, a legacy bronzed in blood will be planted like a seed, please. Water the tree of righteous indignation. If they kill me, while I am resting in my home, there is a perfect rest waiting for me in an eternal home. But you have my blessing to rage holy hell on earth until we meet again. If my blackness is the cause of my death, and I know demise before the fire next time, be the fire next time for me. I promise I will see the smoke from heaven, and it will be a heavy kind of hallelujah. If I die tomorrow, no, I have loved myself into a million revolutions, and God has loved me into an eternity. And though supremacy bruises and beats me with a fist, bury me, raising my own, for my final protest will be my joy. But please, if they kill me, still teach your mouth to smile. Tell your tongue to praise. Don't let them take my song or my name, for my soul is the revival they could never keep silent.
Yes. I loved myself into a million revolutions.
Come
What?
on. I think one of the most revolutionary things that we can do is to,
Hmm.
and this is talking about the balance of being the church that is, we don't have to sit there and sing kumbaya. Like the Lord say, y'all thought I came to bring peace, but I came to bring a sword, right? So we know that there are some holy and righteous fights that we should take on. And as Christians, I believe that that's part of our fight for justice. We're supposed
Hmm.
to pursue justice, right?
Right.
But also part of the revolution is just not our fist. Part of the revolution is having joy anyway. When they try
Right,
to
right.
take everything from you, including your name and your life, if you still have joy, you're
Yes,
winning. That is the
that's true.
revolution. And,
Yeah.
I know where I find my joy. I find my joy in Jesus. All right.
Yes, me too, girl.
I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to do one more because I think that's my time limit. So I think I'm going to do one more. And this is in the same vein, I guess. Well, let me give you guys an option, actually. Do you guys want to hear a love poem, or do you want to hear a poem that is about finding yourself and, as an artist, as a Black woman, and like, resurrecting? Which one do you want to hear? Both. I like that energy. Okay. So I'm just gonna get through Make Falling Like Flying. If we have time, I'll do one more. How's that sound? How's that
Okay.
with you, Tristan?
Yeah, I'm
How's that
fine with
work?
it. I'm just
We're
hoping my
good?
Instagram live stays on because last time it cut me off, but
It cuts off. Okay, girl, sis, let me put you on because I'm new to the Instagram live thing, but I go live every week. Every
yeah.
Monday and Thursday, I'm
Hmm.
live for Creativity Quarantine. So, of course, you can check me out 9 o'clock. I'm always on Instagram every week, Monday and Thursday.
Yes.
However, I'm technologically illiterate. So, I understand the struggle. It always shuts off after an hour.
Okay.
It's
I think we're
always going to
good,
shut
right?
off
I think
after
we're
an
good.
hour. So that's just to let you know. Okay, so I'm gonna be quick about it because I don't want to take up too much time. I don't want to overstay my welcome. All right, so I'll switch gears and do one about love, and if I have time, I'll do that last one.
Okay.
All right, this is another free write. As you all know, do you know what month it is? It's National Poetry Month,
April
guys.
Poetry Month, National Poetry
That's
Month.
right, girl. It's National Poetry Month. And so one thing that poets will often do during National Poetry Month is they'll take part in this challenge called 30 Days, 30 Poems. And a lot of my beautiful work, and my favorite work, and a lot of other beautiful work that I'm a fan of started with this writing challenge. And the goal is to write a poem a day for the entire month of April. And it's really hard.
It
And
is hard.
sometimes I
I
don't make
failed
it
so
through the
many
whole month.
times, girl. Listen.
But you just try. Like, the goal is to try. It's not to perfect,
Mm-hmm.
it's to try. It's not to judge yourself. It's not to make a masterpiece. It's to practice creating. So,
Right, right.
all right, Reams, I got you. We're gonna talk about love. I got you. Okay, so this one is called Skin, and it's one that I wrote from a 30 Days 30 Poem challenge like 2 years
Okay.
ago, something like that. I always wanted to be skin. Be cocoa colored, silk cover my love from scalp to thigh, lid to lip, fingertip. Wrap you in inches like miles of me, bend and bow and live in me. Melanin melody be a song from your mother without singing. I am a handmade blanket imported from Eden rest. In my bosom, baby, Sabbath is my birth name. There is a conversation commencing when you hold me. Love be touch and touch be love language. Skin is like Greek, translates into 1 Corinthians 13, writes love letters and wrinkles and kisses on wounds, a treasure in chests, and beauty marks the spotted, marks conquered territory with scars. It feels when eyes are shut, when fists are clasped, when knees are bent. It is in the curves and the crevices. It never forgets to feel, but skin is as fragile as it is strong. So maybe I will be ligaments. Your legacy have the tendency to be the tendons that hold you together like book bindings. When things fall apart, be what lies beneath. Be there when blood washes away sin. New, be sinews. Even when the marvel of affection waxes cold, wanes old, I will still stick between flesh and bone. Of your bone, maybe bone be 206 reminders of steadfast. Be your skeletal structure. Fix myself when broken. Regenerate cells infinitely incarcerated in the biology of you. Be the reason you dance long and you walk tall. Be what's left when time makes an archaeological dig out of you. Be faithful. Be fossil. Be still telling our story when tongues die. Be whispers in the dirt when the sun stops speaking, embedded in your skull, even when you stop thinking. Maybe I will be your smile when there is nothing left to say. Your feet when there is no your backbone when there is nowhere left to stand, when everything carnal has abandoned you. Be affection's artifact unblemished by counted days or countless hours, still take pride in being your vertebrae. Be calcium Christ fortified, because skin is superficial, but mercy and milk do a body good, and it is not enough to be in your heart. Because eventually that stops beating too. But bones are the only thing that lasts. I will not always be well-woven words or sweet or soft perfume, but baby, the stench of death does not scare me. I am devoted beyond mortality. I will be depth defined in you. I will be deeper than bones. See, I will be marrow.
Yes, I felt that one to the core.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We have time for another one. I had one of our lovely. Hey, Sam. Hey, Sam. Sam, sorry, I just seen her pop in. I was actually playing a
Is
song,
she one of
Sam.
the performers for tonight?
No, she was in the beginning of the video. I was playing music, and she's an artist, so she raps. Yes, she does her thing. So
We
I
always
was
ready for
supporting
new
Sam.
music, so
Yes,
especially in quarantine, child.
right, right.
Okay.
Yes, but that was deep. You have time for one
Okay,
more.
we're gonna do
We
one
had a
last poem. Hey
Yes, we
y'all,
had someone
I
keeping
saw
time
my
for us.
brother pop in here. I see some people that I know and love in and through. So shout out to you all. Shout out to all of Chosen's followers, because time is irredeemable, y'all. And I appreciate you giving me your time. That means a lot to me. All right.
Of course.
So let's get into it. This one is called Like Flying.
Like flying.
You're too big, black girl. Too African, black girl. Talk too much, black girl. You're too much, black girl. The extra, nobody ordered the item, left off the list. What you so happy for, black girl? Stuff all those teeth back in your throat. You're so loud. All that laughter just sounds like applause for your failures. Your talent don't make you heard. Your voice don't make you human. Your smile don't make you special. You big, black, African woman. You a mistake God made 4 times your brain as broken as your heart. Ain't your magic store brand. You ain't saying nothing new. Ain't your story the same one we've been hearing, just less eloquent and less beautiful? There are prettier girls crying better tears. LOL. Is that a poem? Look at you choke like breath is a gift you unworthy of. You ain't that smart, black girl. Better thank that man for trying to chew your fried skin. Safe is a privilege you ain't never deserved. How he ain't lose his appetite. Charred skin is an acquired taste, and you been burning too long. You lucky any man wants you anyway. Bodies like yours ain't made to be secure, only swallowed. Broken your first language, bending your second, contorting your third. You fluent in crashing. You easy to crush. Watch how you speak, black girl. Watch what you say. Ain't nobody listening. That ain't what your mouth is for. Don't your eyes look like silence? Don't your dark skin look like a sad song? We don't want you or your God. Ain't neither of you holy anyway. Sit down, little church girl. Hush. But oh, ain't I screaming, shattering glass with my song? Ain't I sonata dipped in black oil? Ain't I out here stumbling and stuttering and spitting up my story, even if it is messy, because it is mine, therefore it matters. Just like the rest of this fat life, this woman life, this black life, I matter. Mass of miracles and mistakes and melanin, I take up space. I pursue my peace while you eat this prose. So say grace, because whole is a hunt I make every day, because my purpose don't ask your permission, and neither does my personhood, and don't I make falling look just like flying. See, you keep waiting to hear the sound of me colliding with the concrete, but don't I keep soaring and keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming black and keep coming back. Thank you all so much for having me tonight.
Girl, you saw my facial expression. I was
Thank
all
you.
in it.
I feel
Thank
you,
you
girl.
so much.
You gave me attentive vibes. I felt that. I
I
felt
was
that
sorry,
from all the
like,
way over here.
yeah,
Thank
when
you
it comes
so
to like
much.
art and just like poetry or anything, like I'm just like taking it all in. But you took me from broken to love to empowerment to everything. You took me around the whole world,
Because
girl.
isn't that the
Yes.
truth though? Is our story ever linear? Is it
Right.
broken and you know, we love and empowering and all the things? And I think the power of our story is when we tell it honestly, when we own it and we tell our truth, because nobody can take that from us. They can take a lot of things from
Yes.
us, but I think that's what gives us power, you know. So thank you for listening and creating. My phone
Thank
acting up.
you.
Thank you for listening and creating space and taking the time to do this. I so value you. I value everybody else who is here tonight. I hope everybody has a good night. I think that's the end of the show. Remember, make sure
Yes.
you're following Phenomenally Chosen on Instagram. So this is her page or her artist page, but there's a Phenomenally Chosen page. So make sure you follow
Hmm.
that. And make sure, and I also have a podcast, guys. So if you like hearing me talk, make sure you check me out. And my podcast is called The Royal Room with Queen G. It's available on almost all of the podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I'm just a creative and I'm always out here trying to create for the people. I also
Yes, girl.
facilitate workshops and I'm a consultant as well. So if you're interested in that, check out my website. If you want to do a workshop, I will be doing one for free. That's usually a lot of money, but I'm going to do it for free for y'all. So you
All
let me
right.
know the topics that you're interested in and I will let you know about that information. And you can find all of that out by following me on my social media. You
Yes.
did that. We did that. Yes.
Yes.